This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life. Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
What geese?
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap.
But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good. Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Hey, Linnell Stiller, good to see you, my friend. And hello to you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here in the building. Glad to have all of you here. Like I said, we are here to read the Lawrence Pisciotta and Kanye West lawsuit. Child, it's been a lot of lawsuits out here lately. Last night we read 46 pages of Tyler Perry's lawsuit that he got from Derek Dixon, and this one's a little bit slimmed down in terms of pages. We got 25 pages, so we got time. I'm here, you're here, we're all here for this. Tiger is waiting, Low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take that. Looks like kind of intro here. Yes, indeed, here. Hang on one second. Sorry, y'all, just had to check on something real quick. Higher is weighing, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this kind of intro here once again. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. Sorry, y'all, just trying to get myself adjusted here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Let's get to the beginning of doing what we do. We got 25 pages for you all. Let me turn down the music. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. Yes, indeed, there. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's get into it. So here it is. Here, the Lawrence Pisciotta versus Kanye West lawsuit. Lawrence Pisciotta versus Kanye West, aka Yeezy. LLC, Yeezy Apparel, LLC, Yeezy Footwear, LLC, Yeezy Construction, LLC, and those 1 through 50 inclusive. Okay, so here we go here. Allegations common to all causes of action. At all relevant times, plaintiff Lawrence Pisciotta, plaintiff is an individual residing in the county of Los Angeles, state of California. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on that basis allege that defendants Yeezy LLC and those 1 through 10, and each of them were limited liability companies, corporations, and other business entities, form unknown conducting business in the state of California, county of Los Angeles. Plaintiff is further informed and believes, and on that basis alleged that defendants Yeezy Apparel LLC and those 11 through 20 inclusive, and each of them were limited liability companies, corporations, and other business entities, form unknown businesses in the state of California, county of Los Angeles. Plaintiff is further informed and believes that on the basis alleged that defendants Yeezy Footwear LLC and those 20 through 30 inclusive of each of them were limited liability companies and corporations and or other business entities, form unknown, conducted business in the state of California, county of Los Angeles. Plaintiff is also informed and believes, and on that basis alleges that defendants Yeezy Construction Incorporated and those 31 through 40 inclusive and each of them were limited liability companies and corporations and or other business entities, form unknown, conducting business in the state of California, county of Los Angeles. Plaintiff is further informed and believes thereon alleged that the defendants Kanye West, an individual, and those 41 through 50 inclusive, and each of them were at all times individuals residing in the county of Los Angeles, state of California. So what that does is it sets up everybody who is involved with this, right? It sets up everybody, and I do mean everybody who's involved with this. Give me one moment, y'all. Just looking up something real quick here. Okay, sorry, y'all. So like I said, this establishes everybody involved. So you have a thorough line of who, what, when, where, why, and how, the players involved. How you start is how you finish, right? So with that being said, let's get to it, make it do what it do. The true names and capacities of defendants named Doe 1 through Doe 50, inclusive, are presently unknown to plaintiff. Plaintiff will amend this complaint, setting forth the true names and capacities of these fictitious defendants when they are ascertained. Plaintiff rather is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges that each of the fictitious defendants has participated in the acts alleged in this complaint to have been done by the named defendants. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges that at all relevant times each of the defendants, whether named or fictitious, was the agent or employee of each of the other defendants, and in doing the things alleged to have been done in the complaint, acted within the scope of such agency or employment, or ratified the acts of the other. Plaintiff is further informed and believes, and upon such information and belief alleges that at all relevant times there was such a unity of interest and ownership between defendants and each of them such that their personalities did not in reality exist. Furthermore, there will be an inequitable result if the acts in question are treated as though as any one defendant alone. So basically what she's saying is nobody was a single party in this. It took all those entities, those 1 through 50, to do what happened to Lauren Pisciotta. That's what I'm getting from this here. Factual allegations as to each cause of action. Plaintiff has worked in the music industry for approximately 15 years. She has successfully held positions in and as artist management and representation, A&R, marketing consultant, project management. Due to her professional success, plaintiff had occasions to interact professionally with many artists, including without limitation defendant Kanye West. Plaintiff creatively collaborate with defendant on Yeezy Season 1 women's fashion line and placed 3 songs on Donda, Kanye West's 10th studio album that was eventually released in 2021. In or about July 2021, defendants Kanye West, an individual, and those 41 through 50, inclusive, and each of them acted on behalf of themselves and acted on behalf of co-defendants Yeezy LLC, Yeezy Apparel LLC, Yeezy Footwear LLC, and Yeezy Construction LLC, and those 1 through 40 inclusive, and each of them contacted plaintiff and requested that she serve as defendant's executive assistant and personal assistant in connection with the business affairs of all defendants here and at the personal affairs of Kanye West. So based on her experience for 15 years, obviously there was a experience that Kanye West had with Lauren Pisciotta that showcased her range and her knowledge and her resourcefulness that made him want to hire her as his personal assistant. That's what I got from that, right? So yes, indeed there. Let's see. At the time, the defendant stated to plaintiff that he was impressed with her prior tenures as defendant's employee, and they agreed on a salary of $1 million per year, right? Defendant Kanye West required plaintiff was available to him 24/7. In reliance upon defendant's representations, plaintiff accepted the annual salary. She agreed to work for defendants as their executive assistant, personal assistant, and began doing so as a full-time employee. Now, usually, most celebrities will have a personal assistant, right? And they will have mostly a 9-to-5. But we're talking about celebrities here. So a typical 9-to-5 for me, a typical 9-to-5 for you, 9-to-5 for you, a typical 9-to-5 for us, it's way different than, for example, Niecy Nash's 9-to-5, right? So, of course, you're available on call 24/7, but there are usually very particular hours that they want you to work. So if it's a set day, you'll be on set all day with them. If it's just a regular day, 9-to-5. So depending on the hours of the day that you're having with your boss, depends on how you're gonna move about the day, right? So just to give you some context there. In reliance upon defendants' representations, oh yeah, I already read all that, my bad. At all relevant times, Kanye West was aware that plaintiff maintained a strong social media presence comprised of her Instagram and OnlyFans accounts, the latter which was run entirely by an independent management company. He did not have any issue or objection to it. To the contrary, defendant Kanye West often boasted to friends and colleagues that plaintiff was an OnlyFans superstar. Plaintiff's social media presence included, but was not limited to, Instagram and OnlyFans content of, among other things, professional bikini and lingerie photographs as a result of professional and tasteful photo shoots. Plaintiff's social media presence generated approximately $1 million annually. So I'm guessing that's through Instagram and also OnlyFans, right? So there is that. Oh yes, much later in and around August 2022, defendant Kanye West stated that he wanted plaintiff to be godlike and asked plaintiff to delete her OnlyFans account. Defendant Kanye West agreed to plaintiff $1 million if she did so. So here's the problem with that, right? In the world of the economy, right? Everybody's got to make $1.15. And with as rancid, decrepit, and mentally decapitated as Kanye West is, you asking me to get rid of a job that has sustained me when I don't know if you're going to be up one minute, down the next? Fuck no. You have to be out your rabbit ass mind to do that shit, or to think that you can do that shit, or even have the brain cells in your brain to form a brain to compute your mouth to say this shit to me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in flying hell that I'm gonna get rid of my income to satisfy your peripheral vision of how you want me to be when you're the devil, when you're devil like yourself. In further reliance upon defendant's representations, plaintiff deleted her OnlyFans internet account, thereby giving up the annual sums generated from such account. Kanye West never paid plaintiff as promised. So that was basically false advertisement, and that was a bait and switch. And basically, within that request, he did not fulfill it. So therefore, she's owed $1 million. Actually, you know what? I would be really paid if I was her lawyer. I would say $1 million for every year I was his assistant. Yep. I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. There we go. So, yes, indeed, there. All right. Meanwhile, commencing almost immediately, defendants Kanye West, an individual, Yeezy LLC, Yeezy Apparel LLC, Yeezy Footwear LLC, Yeezy Construction Incorporated, and those 1 through 50 inclusive, and each of them engaged in a systematic, severe, and persuasive and offensive campaign of unlawful harassment based on plaintiff's sex, including sexual harassment in violation of various provisions of FEHA, including but not limited to Government Code Section 12940J. Defendants' actions, and each of them involve acts such as relieving himself in front of plaintiff, oversharing intimate sexual details, photos, texts, and videos of sex acts, including without limitation acts that defendant Kanye West was engaged in, and other pictures and videos on Instagram models and current and former Yeezy LLC employees and various men and women. So, just want to bring up a couple of things to y'all. Kanye West did show his ex-wife Kim Kardashian in a very adult fashion to Adidas executives. He also, relieved himself during a horticultural meeting for Donda Academy. He also said to 2 kids, "I'm going to shave your heads like in cages," right? He also didn't believe in cleaning products that was mold and mildew. it was a little bit of electrical fire because they didn't believe in windows. So, condensation and everything else, this, that, and the third. He also got his basketball team cut from a tourney where NBA players had to put up the slack. Did I mention that he also moved across the street from his ex-wife? Did I mention that he also put Pete Davidson in the ground in claymation, basically trying to bury him alive, essentially? Did I mention he said, "We're not black. Show me where there's black on the map." He also said that Disney and Hulu and the Kardashians showcased his selectively black-bred children. Yeah, he said that. Did I mention that he also wore a Triple K black hood with DJ PD Epidemics, who that motherfucker has an SA lawsuit against him, talked greasy to a 15-year-old, and also said, well, you're 16, 17 and a half, you're swinging with this dick. That's what DJ PD Epidemic said. Did I mention also, too, that Kanye West also almost had Northwest around the Tate brothers, who are up for trafficking, raping, and everything in between? Did I mention they also posted about where his kids go to school at? They also mentioned that he asked for a sticker chain, like to wear around his neck. Did I mention that he also sold sticker shirts on his website? The Spotify took down 24 hours later. And of course, how can we forget this infamous clip? How can we forget? Yes, I'm going to bring it up. And no, I do not care. I don't. I simply do not care. Don't you listen.
We love you, Kanye. We love you, Kanye. We love you, Kanye.
Now, that daughter is Northwest. And that was when he was trying to run, keyword trying to run for president, where he talked about his ex-wife's private issues with trying to be pregnant with Northwest and almost had an AB. That issue was broadcasted to the world. As you can see, phones were recording because people were live streaming it. I know, but yet people still defend them though. It's crazy, because I'm just like, if Kanye, had this energy for your child, if he disrespected your child at the academy, right? Would you still defend him? No. Did I mention he gutted a whole home and then left it? Did I mention that he wanted to take Kim and his kids overseas? And that was it. And he wanted Kim to leave everything behind when he doesn't provide a fifth quarter or a half of stability. Let's roll on, child. Let's roll on. Oh, and he did say that he does have sex with his employees. Yeah. Specific instances of harassment, discrimination, and otherwise unlawful conduct. Moreover, and by the way of example, and not at all intended to be inclusive of all acts of sexual harassment, the following are only some of the specific non-consensual, offensive, warranted, unwelcome, and unlawful acts. Speaking of non-consensual, offensive, unwanted, unsolicited, unwelcome, and unlawful acts, did I mention that he said Kim Kardashian was a sex worker and that her family was sex traffickers? Oh, he mentioned that too. Yeah, he mentioned that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Child, let's roll on. Here we go. Defendant Kanye West sent the following unsolicited texts and videos to plaintiff. I'm just going to zoom in so y'all can just see that there. As much as I can zoom in. There we go. Okay. See, my problem is I be wanting to fuck, but then after I fuck, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been fucked. While I'm fucking them, I want her to cheat on me and go get fucked with a bigger D. Then and come back and tell me the story. Then I want her to suck my D with her best friend, or option B, suck my D with a bad itch. I'm ucking already that I ucked. Then I made her tell me how hard she'd been ucked while I was ucking her, and then went and ucked somebody with a bigger D behind my back and told me while I was hugging her. Child, why did that sound like a Dr. Seuss story? See, my problem is I be wanting to hug, but then after I hug, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been hugged. And while I'm hugging them, I want her to cheat on me and go get hugged with a bigger D than mine and come back and tell me the story. Then I want her to suck my D with her best friend, or option B, suck my D with a bad itch. I'm hugging already that I then made her tell me how hard she'd been hugged while I was hugging her. Then went and hugged somebody with a bigger D behind my back and told me while I was hugging her. You know, bigger than a Dr. Seuss story or a nursery rhyme. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up words and making them clauses. Ain't that ucked? On another occasion, child, listen, I'm just reading this, okay? On another occasion and multiple other times, Kanye West asked plaintiffs to get him honey, a sexual enhancement. Honey. Give me a moment, won't you? Won't you please? Because I swear, I think there was another motherfucker that my new hip-hop Diddy's former assistant allegedly put honey in rooms for freak-offs. One of Diddy's former assistants took the stand in his federal trial today. Recall how he prepared rooms for alleged freak-offs. Yet another person from Diddy's past took the stand during his federal trial today. His former assistant, Jonathan Perez. Perez worked for the mogul from 2021 to 2024 and was arrested and hit charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering. During his testimony, he recalled setting up rooms for Diddy's alleged freak-offs for TMZ. According to him, this included gathering all the necessary materials for the alleged drug-fueled parties. Food, liquor, music, red lights, condoms, Rose, condoms, and lubricant were just a few of the things Perez would allegedly put in the rooms. Honey was allegedly another, as Perez claimed he he heard it can increase a man's libido. He also alleged that he would go to adult stores to purchase outfits or high heels and clean up rooms after the alleged freak-offs. Allegedly, the cleanup involved a lot of dirty sheets, towels, and oil. Okay. I'm just bringing links together for you. Now, I have to bring in a friend of mine, okay? As you all know, Braylon Lee knows a lot of people. Okay, so... oh, shit. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do it. Make sure this is the right clip though before I do this. Y'all are not gonna like me for this. Y'all are not gonna like me for this. But it is what it is, though. Here we go.
It's autumn. It's the first day of autumn.
I love how Pooh Bear is just so happy right now. That's the first day of autumn. You see the leaves changing. The weather's different. The energy in the air is at different frequency. Let's just keep going.
I dream of hot chocolatey mornings and toasty marshmallow evenings, and best of all, living in two lanes. Oh, someone's left a honey pot, all alone and lonely, with no one to care for it. I suppose I should take it.
You know what, Pooh? I agree. You should take the honey. I fully agree. You, as a bear, need honey like I need water to live. You know, you need water to live. Just saying. Yes. Let's roll on.
Although it might belong to someone, although just as easily not. Think. I believe when a question becomes sticky, I should ask my very good friend, Christopher.
Oh, we all need a friend like Christopher Robin. Thank you, Pooh. Hopefully all is well in the 100-acre wood. Let's roll on, child. Kanye West. I'm sorry, y'all. It was right there. What was I supposed to do? You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice. And David, you know why you're here. Defendant required that plaintiff always have this on hand and available. She had to deliver it to defendant in advance of the defendant's sexual encounters. Let's roll on. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text, and I quote, "How many times you knocked a nigga out in 2 minutes?" And they were making all kinds of excuses talking about they never had no pussy like this. Or pussy like this, to quote the text, okay? Not my words, his, okay? Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. Prostitutes always got the best pussy. It's their business for pussy. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. One time I took Viagra and fucked an A-list celebrity for 3 hours. Not sure why that thought came to me. Bruh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Give me a moment, y'all. Chat, listen. I'm just like, really though? I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just simply cannot do it. I'm just like, what the hell? What the hell? What the actual hell? Oh my God. Okay. That was hilarious, child. Okay. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. I'm going to fuck the living dog shit out this bitch off the honey. All her friends going to need to find out where every bitch that I fuck. Hang on, let me make sure I read that right. All of her friends going to need to find out where every bitch that I fuck with me in love. Is that grammatically correct? All of her friends are going to need to find out where every bitch that I've fucked with me in love. Yeah, that's exactly how he texted it. All of her friends, meaning name removed, LOL. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. You got names, name removed, cell number. I need him to start fucking some of my bitches. I love when bitches get the shit fucked out of them and tell me about while I fuck them. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. Santa Barbara, but keep that room as shit. Keep that room as that shitty ass Malibu spot. Fuck the shit out of name removed. Wish you were here, missing my dog. NFR, we need to ugg these bitches. Ha ha ha. We don't even have to ugg name removed. What's also too far, also name removed. Just that kind of summer. Child. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following offensive text. I have a serious question. Be honest with me. Is my D racist? I'm not joking with you. That's what it literally says right there. I'm just reading it. It is this fucking racist D of mine. That's what it says right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just reading it. Okay, I've not read this lawsuit before the show. This is my first time reading it with all of you. That's what it says. Okay, don't blame me. Okay, this is Kanye West. Child. I'm going to stare at pictures of white women with black asses and beat the ish out of my racist D. This racist needs to be beaten until it can't be racist no more. This ain't right, bro. After 400 years, we're still at this point, the richest white man ever being the ish out of his big black. Kanye West the I just think back to the bowling alley. thinking of what headline could have been. Kanye arrested for ucking the ish out of his assistant on the bowling alley floor. What? Sir. Now, hopefully this does not have where that bowling alley is, right? Okay, because there's a thing as security camera footage, and I'm sure that they can zoom in and see who was there and maybe hear what was said. So, yeah. This text was especially offensive since it suggested or insinuated that plaintiff wanted to have sex with defendant. Two actually had sexual intercourse with defendant when in fact she did not want to do so and never indeed did so. Kanye West sent plaintiff a lengthy text with explicit details of his sexual encounter with a model. This text was likewise especially offensive as Kanye West closed the text with, "I did think about plaintiff when I came though." Okay. Kanye West continually told plaintiff that he wanted a hug from her. It was continual on multiple occasions. He clipped a photo of plaintiff and texted, "Hug, please." Okay. Defendant also clipped a photo of plaintiff from her social media, texted, "Crazy, it never wanted a hug so bad, LOL." Kanye West, in between sending videos of defendant client having sex with a model, defendant then sent a text and the meme and photo below to clarify what he intended and meant when he said he wanted a hug from plaintiff. Intentionally blank, I'm sure, for purposeful Okay. Y'all, I have not seen this. Okay, so we're all gonna see this together. When I say I need a hug, this is what I mean. Okay, so when I say need a hug, the puppy dog eyes, this is what I mean, the devil eyes. Okay, so we're gonna scroll past that real quickly. Okay, all right. It should be jokes. So that is a very graphic embrace there. So we're just gonna roll right along. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text. Description: 2 photos of a model posing naked in a mirror. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text. Description: 6-second video defendant took of a model topless, bending over, shaking her butt for the camera. White people say butt, black people say ass. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text. Child, listen, I am only laughing to keep from crying, okay? Because this is a lot. Okay, this is a lot. Let me make sure that we're still on the air. Okay, yeah, we're still on the air. Okay, child, listen. Things we do for our audience. Okay, listen. Oh my Lord. Okay, Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text. Description: 24-second video defendant filmed of a model performing fellatio on him. The video was followed by a text conversation wherein defendant asked plaintiff if he should edit the video as he wanted to make sure his cream stick looked big enough. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text. Sorry, y'all. 13-second video defendant filmed of him having intercourse with a model. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text. Description: a photo of a model posing in her kitchen. This was followed by another photo of the model grabbing her butt naked. Like I said, white people say butt, white people say ass. Then defendant sent plaintiff the following text. She crazy. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text. Child. Oh, these damn celebrities, my Lord Jesus. Description: 33-second video of a model having intercourse with an unidentified man. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text. Description: 2 photos of a model laying on the floor posting in a thong and no top. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photos via text. Description: first image, a text about mom wanted to see a video of him having sex with another model. Second image, a screenshot of text conversation he had with model telling her, I want to uck you so raw, and if you so uck anyone else, you have to wear a condom. I love ucking you raw. Child. Third image, a photo of the model dressed in lingerie exposing her portal and garbage chute. Trying to be clean here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Fourth image, a screenshot of a photo of the model naked in her kitchen. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text. Y'all, I'm laughing at how I'm saying Kanye West because I'm never going to recognize him as that. Like, no, you're not recognized as that. Like, even though it says it in the lawsuit, no. And I know it's my voice inflection, perks up just a little bit. So it's a running mechanism for me to stay up with this because this is too much. Like I said, Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text description: naked model exposing her butt and breast, model in his sunglasses. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text description: 35 seconds, 2 videos of a model having intercourse with an unidentified man, and 30 seconds, a model with an unidentified man having intercourse. Kanye West sent plaintiff photo videos via text description: 3 videos he cropped and shorted the video and sent different versions. 35 seconds of video defendant and Yeezy employee having intercourse, followed by a text saying, what you think of this vid? Ladies and gentlemen, to be this rich, but to be this stupid, it brings up a very famous quote from UNICEF. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Child. Number 2, 10 seconds video of defendant and Yeezy employee having intercourse, short and cropped version of previous video. 3, 19 seconds video of defendant and Yeezy employee having intercourse. This video and video above were followed by a text saying, I edited, LOL. Defendant cropped his cream stick out the frame because he said it did not look big enough to sit in one of his friends. What the hell? Dude, what? I don't want to know the text chain that Kanye West has with his friends, but I have a feeling they have a Yeezy sex text chain. I just have a feeling. Here we go. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following video via text description: 15-second video of a model dancing naked, bending over with her hands on floor, spreading butt cheeks to show her portal and garbage chute to camera. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following photo via text: a photo of a woman's bare breasts. Kanye West sent plaintiff the following via text description: defendant sent screenshots of text between him and Yeezy employee. I came so hard. I love seeing your reaction while we hug. I want to hug your mom before she leaves. I think Jane wasn't wrong about, a certain male rapper and his wife having a freak off party. I don't think he was wrong. I don't think she was wrong, rather, Jane. I don't think Jane was wrong. This was followed by a text from defendant. I want you to watch me uck your mom. Another example of defendant's offensive and abusive conduct occurred at the Soho warehouse in Los Angeles in early 2022. During a studio session, a male and female guest arrived. Kanye West asked the male guest if he would allow Kanye West to have sex with the female guest. Kanye West told the male guest that in exchange for allowing him to have sex with the woman, the male guest could have sex with plaintiff. in an effort to persuade his male guests. Kanye West stated that plaintiff has great pussy. She is your personal assistant, right? And your executive assistant, not your trollop of a. Again, defendant was insinuating that he previously had sexual intercourse with plaintiff. In February to March of 2022 in Miami for Donda 2 at a work dinner, Kanye West followed plaintiff as she excused herself to the restroom. Sir, that's what we call stalking. That's what we call harassment. That is what we would call intimidation. Okay. Kanye West asked plaintiff if she would participate in a sexual threesome. Plaintiff declined. Kanye West FaceTime plaintiff when plaintiff was at home with a guest. Defendant asked to have phone sex with plaintiff's friend. Plaintiff declined and ended the phone call FaceTime. Like I said, Lawrence Pisciotta, good for you for standing up for yourself. Good for you. And honestly, tell you the truth, I bet you this much. When Kim Kardashian read this lawsuit, she was like, thank the Lord Jesus. This is out. I can be officially done with all this. And if the trial happens, I am sure Kim Kardashian will be the government star witness. Okay? All right. Moving on. Oh, my Lord. Kanye West asked plaintiff to come to his hotel Nobu in Malibu, California, because defendant said he needed plaintiff to log him into his Netflix account. Motherfucker, really? You don't have a notepad app where you just take down your passwords and stuff? You just go to my notepad, you go to password. Nope. Oh, here's my Netflix name and password. You're that much of a lazy fuck? Oh, my Lord Jesus. Well, birds of a feather flock together because your friend Candace Owens is a lazy piece of shit bastardess that doesn't really do any research on anything she talks about. She says anything that comes to her mind, and she is a grifter because she is not a worker of quality, and she does anything to fucking exist. Okay, y'all, if you are in Ohio, I just got a warning here on my phone. Tornado warning in this area till 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take shelter now in the basement or interior room of the lowest floor of the straight building. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Check media. Okay, so just want you guys to know that if you are in Ohio, there are certain places in Ohio that warning has been put out. Okay, so just want you guys to know that. But also, too, you shouldn't be outside. Okay, at all. So, with that being said, let's roll on here. Once plaintiff arrived, defendant admit that had plaintiff come to his hotel. Defendant admit that he had plaintiff come to his hotel room because he wanted a hug for his birthday, and not that type of family hug, the hug that I showed you closer to the top of the lawsuit. Kanye West required plaintiff to coordinate Uber rides for women to meet with him. Well, we got some racketeering and RICO charges, ladies and gentlemen. On one such occasion, in August 2022, after plaintiff had arranged an Uber ride, Kanye West and Bianca Cesori called plaintiff to discuss the G5 sum they had participated in the day before. Yeah, Kanye, you really showing up the day after Jay talked about a rapper and his wife having a freak off was not really good timing. In August 2022, at the Yeezy Gap office, remember when Kanye West was with the Gap? Well, yeah, that partnership fell through because of his anti-spit comments, just like his partnership with Adidas, where Adidas almost was hemorrhaging and was on the verge of going through a very bad financial time. ended, but they bounced themselves out. So all is well with the Gap and Adidas. Kanye West required plaintiff to remove her cardigan while she was in office because he said it was covering too much. Later that evening at the office, Kanye West asked Bianca Cesori and other female guests to perform fellatio on him and his male guests in the office changing room. During the same time period, Kanye West asked design assistants at the Yeezy/Gap office why plaintiff would not want to have sex with him. Defendant was extremely upset and angry that plaintiff would date or have sex with someone else, but not him. Hey, Kanye, you know what that is, bro? That's called her fucking damn ass right to not want to have sex with your ass. It's called rejection. Deal with it. Piece of shit bastard. Should have been swallowed by your fucking mother, Donda. Rest in peace to Donda West. We love Donda. We hate Kanye, okay? On a private overnight flight to Paris for the Yeezy fashion show with multiple other Yeezy LLC employees. Is this the same fashion show where he tried to flame out a black woman for having her own opinion that his fashion show sucked ass? I think that was it. Kanye West texted plaintiff and asked for a hug. Plaintiff said no. Defendant came out of his room on the plane and said he needed to talk to plaintiff. Once inside the room with plaintiff, Kanye West shut the door. Defendant was aware that he was doing so. Doing so would trap the two of them inside the door. It was unable to be opened from the inside. Defendant laid down on the bed and asked plaintiff if he and plaintiff could talk. Plaintiff sat in a chair across from defendant. He relieved himself under the covers until he fell asleep. Plaintiff was unable to leave the door, was unable to leave as the door had locked and jammed behind her. Eventually, another employee saw a text from plaintiff and came and let plaintiff out of defendant's room. Shout out to that employee. You know what's interesting? You know, Bad Boy Records employees have testified in today's trial. I wonder what Yeezy employees will testify during Kanye's trial. Allegedly. Kanye West regularly called plaintiff under the guise of discussing work-related topics. Defendant would relieve himself during the phone conversation. Will often ask plaintiff if she could hear or guess what he was doing. Sir, if you were relieving yourself during the phone conversation, I would assume that plaintiff would be able to hear and guess what you were doing. Ooh, child. Kanye West would constantly ask about plaintiff's current and past sex life. Defendant would frequently demand to hear details, and was particularly fixated on the cream stick size of, among others, plaintiff's boyfriends. Defendant will often tell plaintiff that he always wanted to have sex with her, and that he held these feelings for a very long time. Defendant also falsely boasted that he had sex with plaintiff or would insinuate to his friends, business partners, music and fashion collaborators that he was having sex with plaintiff. Defendant's Kanye West's obsession, fixation, and stalking of plaintiff continued even after plaintiff was wrongfully terminated. Indeed, in late 2022, Kanye West moved into the building where plaintiff lived. Remember why I said that Kanye West moved across the street from his ex-wife Kim Kardashian? Remember why I said that? Okay. Just bringing the links together for y'all. After doing so, defendant's unprofessional and harassing conduct toward plaintiff continued. Plaintiff did not welcome nor encourage these offensive acts, texts, videos, and statements, nor did plaintiff condone defendant Kanye West aforementioned offensive, demeaning, embarrassing, and abusive behavior. Instead, notwithstanding the harassment, discrimination, and abuse, plaintiff remained focused on performing her job as she remained as professional as possible. Meanwhile, on or about September 13th, 2022, defendants Kanye West, an individual, and those 41 through 50, and each of them offered plaintiff a well-deserved promotion to the role of chief of staff for defendants Yeezy LLC, Yeezy Apparel LLC, Yeezy Footwear LLC, Yeezy Construction Incorporated, and Kanye West, an individual, and those 1 through 50 each of them. Kanye West told plaintiff that she was getting an additional $3 million as a result of a well-deserved promotion of chief of staff. So I want to go back through those 41 through 50 here just for a minute. Don't worry, I'm going to get right back. So, Kanye West, individual, and those 41 through 50. So that's 41 through 50. Kanye West, okay? All right, let's go right there. We're going to skip. Yep, you did not see that. That's in there, okay? All right, moving on. Thus, plaintiff's salary for working for defendants, and each of them, the sum was now $4 million. Plaintiff in justifiable reliance on the repercussions of defendants and each of the accepted new position and began performing services for defendants and each of them in her now chief of staff role. On September 16th, 2022, plaintiff contacted defendants and each of them and inquired if her raise will be paid in a lump sum or installments. Defendants, however, did not respond. On October 11th, 2022, defendants Kanye West, individual, and those 41 through 50 inclusive, and each of them advised plaintiff that she would be paid in a full lump sum that day, i.e. paid the lump of $3 million. Defendants, however, did not pay plaintiff as promised. So if, since she was promoted as chief of staff, I would assume there would be a contract. So because it was paid, she will probably go after that $3 million, in addition to the $1 million of being the personal executive assistant before. So she'll probably be going after $4 million. Despite expressing their great satisfaction with plaintiff's job performance, defendants and each of them continue to fail to pay plaintiff as they previously promised. In fact, on several occasions, defendants Kanye West, an individual, and those 41 through 50 inclusive, and each of them in an effort to continue to induce reliance on plaintiff's part, create a group text with defendants' accounts and plaintiff. Y'all, I literally said I know Kanye West has to have a text chain. I was using my common sense, but also too, why did I have to be too much on the nose, right? Why? Instructing that plaintiff will be paid $3 million, but then stop the wire payment of money each time. Meanwhile, plaintiff continued to rely upon defendant's representations that she would be paid her stated salary and continue to perform her job responsibilities for defendants. Plaintiff also advanced many costs necessary for the performance of her services for defendants, and each of them, including cell phone charges, meals, and purchases, all at defendant's request and for defendant's benefit. Now, if you remember, this past week, not Kanye West, but P. Diddy, he paid for an escort's trip, right, for a freak off. Now, we learned that Combs paid for it, but also, too, that payment was controlled by multiple accounts under Bad Boy Records, right? So there's the racketeering and RICO charges, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. There. So we'll find out if Kanye goes to trial. Was that out of Kanye's personal finances, or was that out of the Yeezy LLC and all the businesses intertwined with Kanye West? On or about October 21st, 2022, defendants and each of them terminated plaintiff's employment, offering plaintiff a severance of $3 million, which she accepted. Defendants then reneged on their commitment to pay the severance to plaintiff. So that will definitely be a part of her restitution for sure, that her lawyers will be going after for. Thereafter, on or about October 28, 2022, defendants and each of them asked plaintiff if she could perform some additional services for defendants, again promising and agreeing to pay plaintiff her severance despite having wrongfully accused plaintiff of extortion. So, literally 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. So 8 days after you fire her, you ask her to perform some additional services for defendants. Well, if she's fired, she's no longer at your disposal. Listen, we're on page 15. We're almost done, y'all. In reliance, I'll read it again, y'all, just so we can be all caught up. Thereafter, on or about October 28th, 2022, defendants and each of them asked plaintiff if she could perform some additional services for defendants, again promising and agreeing to pay plaintiff her severance despite having wrongfully accused plaintiff of extortion. In reliance upon said representations, plaintiff performed such services for defendants and each of them. She also advised defendants in response to their false accusations that plaintiff engaged in extortion, that all she had done was requested that she be paid as promised and agreed by defendants. To induce further reliance on plaintiff's part and to secure her continued services, defendants on or about October 31st, 2022, again created a group text with defendant's accountant and plaintiff instructing the plaintiff be paid. Plaintiff, however, was not paid. So, wait a minute. So, there is a group text chain with Kanye's accountant and the plaintiff, instructing that the plaintiff to be paid. However, the plaintiff was never paid. That will be used in trial. First cause of action, breach of oral contract against all defendants. 16, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as through fully set forth herein. 17, at all times plaintiff performed and fulfilled all of her obligations under subject agreement or agreements identified above. Defendants and each of them breached the agreements in that they have failed to pay all wages and monies due to plaintiff per the terms of the agreement. As a result of defendant's breach of the agreements, plaintiff has been damaged in the sum of at least $4 million. Second cause of action, wrongful termination and violation of public policy against all defendants. Plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. That's number 2021. Plaintiff was wrongfully terminated as described above. The above described conduct of defendants constitutes wrongful termination of plaintiff in violation of public policy embodied in various statutes and of the law, including but not necessarily limited to the Fair Employment and Housing Act prohibiting gender discrimination, California Labor Code Section 6310, 6311, and Government Code Section 12940. 22, as a result of defendant's discriminatory, retaliatory, and unlawful actions against her, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages in the form of lost wages and other employment benefits and severe emotional and physical distress, the exact amount of which will be proven at trial. 23, on May 28th, 2024, plaintiff filed with the Civil Rights Department, State of California, formerly the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, DFEH, a complaint charging defendants with discrimination, harassment, retaliation, and other claims in violation of the California Fair Employment and Housing Act, FEHA. Plaintiff requested and received a right to sue notice. 24, defendants and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying an award of exemplary and punitive damages. Third cause of action for sexual harassment, hostile work environment as against all defendants. 25, plaintiff hereby incorporates by reference each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth here in 26, the conduct of defendants and each of them as alleged herein and more specifically in paragraph 9 above constitutes unlawful harassment based upon plaintiff's sex, including sexual harassment in violation of various provisions of FEHA, including but not limited to Government Code Section 12940J. 27, as a result of defendant's unlawful actions against her, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages in the form of lost wages and other employment benefits and severe emotional and physical distress, the exact amount of which will be proven at trial. 28 defendants, and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress, and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying an award of exemplary and punitive damages. Fourth cause of action, unlawful retaliation against all defendants. Labor Code Sections 98.6, 6310, 6311, Government Code Section 12-940H. 29, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. 30, as alleged herein, plaintiff reported and complained about the discriminatory, harassing, and hostile work environment to which she was subjected. 31, defendants, and each of them discriminate, harass, and retaliate against plaintiff as a result of her complaints and her refusal to have sex with defendant Kanye West. Ultimately, defended terminated plaintiff's employment in retaliation for her complaints and refusal to have sex with defendant. 32, as a result of defendant's retaliation against her, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages in the form of lost wages and other employment benefits and severe emotional and physical distress, the exact amount of which will be proven at trial. 33, defendants, and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress, and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying award of exemplary and punitive damages. Fifth cause of action, for gender discrimination as against all defendants. 34, plaintiff hereby incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. 35, in engaging in the conduct as described herein, defendants, and each of them unlawfully discriminate against plaintiff based on her gender in violation of various laws, but not included, but not necessarily limited to the Fair Employment and Housing Act FEHA as set forth in Government Code Section 12-940A. 36, as a result of defendant's discriminatory, unlawful actions against her, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages in the form of lost wages and other employment benefits and severe emotional and physical distress, the exact amount of which will be proven at trial. 37, defendants, and each of them acted for the purposes of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress, and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying an award of exemplary and punitive damages. Sixth cause of action, failure to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation against all defendants. 38, plaintiff hereby incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. Defendants, and each of them failed to take reasonable and required steps to put in place policies and practices designed to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. And B, defendants failed to prevent these unlawful workplace practices and are indifferent to their obligations as employers to provide a safe workplace. 40, as a result of defendants' willful and unlawful failures, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages in the form of lost wages and other employment benefits and severe emotional and physical distress, the exact amount of which will be proven at trial. 41, defendants, and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress, and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying award of exemplary and punitive damages. The seventh cause of action, ladies and gentlemen, quantum merit against all defendants. 42, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. Within the last 2 years, plaintiff rendered work, labor, and services to defendants, and each of them at the special request of defendants, for which defendants then and there promised to pay plaintiff the reasonable value of such services. 44, at all times herein mentioned, the above services were and are of the reasonable value of no less than $4 million, which was the agreed upon amount defendant promised to pay plaintiff. 45, no one of the above sum has been paid, notwithstanding that plaintiff has demanded payment thereafter, and there is now due owing and unpaid from defendants to plaintiff in the sum of no less than what's specified above. The eighth cause of action, ladies and gentlemen, unjust enrichment against all defendants. 46, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth here, and 47 as a result of breaches by and wrongful acts of defendants, and each of them as described in this complaint. Defendants have been unjustly enriched at the expense of plaintiff. Defendants have derived and continue to derive a benefit from failing to perform their contractual obligations pursuant to the parties' agreements as set forth above. 48 defendants are under an obligation to pay plaintiff forthwith all amounts by which they have been unjustly enriched, which sum is not less than that identified above. Ninth cause of action, ladies and gentlemen, fraud against all defendants. 49, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. 50, at the time, defendants and each of them made the statements to plaintiff as identified in paragraphs 7 through 8 and 10 through 15 of this complaint that they knew they were false and that they had no intention of performing as they had so promised. Rather, such representations were made with an intent to deceive plaintiff and secure services and contributions of money from her. Plaintiff, meanwhile, relied upon the misrepresentations of defendants and each of them and continued to provide services. 51, as a result of the conduct of defendants and each of them, plaintiff has suffered damages. 52, the conduct of defendants and each of them as alleged herein was fraudulent. In addition, defendants and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss, emotional distress, and physical distress, and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying award of exemplary and punitive damages. The 10th cause of action, everybody. So just to recap here. 9th cause of action, fraud against all defendants. 8th cause of action, unjust enrichment against all defendants. 7th cause of action, quantum merit against all defendants. 6th cause of action, failure to prevent discrimination, harassment, retaliation against all defendants. 5th cause of action, for gender discrimination as against all defendants. 4th cause of action, lawful retaliation as against all defendants, Labor Code sections 9816, 6310, 6311, Government Code section 12940H. 3rd cause of action for sexual harassment, hostile work environment as against all defendants. 2nd cause of action, wrongful termination in violation of public policy against all defendants. And the 1st cause of action, breach of oral contract against all defendants. Now let's get back down to the 10th cause of action. 10th cause of action against all defendants for failure to pay wages, violation of Labor Code 204. 53, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth here. In 54, a strong public policy favors full and proper payment of wages due an employee. It has been long recognized that wages are not ordinary debts, that they may be preferred over other claims, and that because of the economic position of the average worker, and in particular his dependence on wages for the necessities of life for himself and his family, is essential to the public welfare, sorry y'all, that he receive his pay when it's due. Carries catering service versus Department of Industrial Relations, 1962, 57, California 2D 319326. 55, wages includes all amounts for labor performed by employees of every description, whether amount is fixed or ascertained by the standard of time, task, piece, commission basis, or other method of calculation. Lab C 200A. 56, plaintiff as set forth above has not been paid all earned wages. 57, in violation of Labor Code section 204, defendants and each of them knowingly and willfully refuse to perform their obligations to compensate plaintiff for wages earned. 50A, as a result of defendant's violation of the Labor Code as set forth above, plaintiff is entitled to statutory penalties, pre-judgment interest and attorney's fees. See Lab C 98.1, 218.6, 200, 218.5A, 1194A. In addition, failure to pay wages when due also subjects the employer to civil penalties payable to the state of California in the following amounts. For initial violation, a penalty of $100 for failure to pay each employee, and for each sequential or willful violation, a penalty of $200 for each failure to pay each employee plus 25% of the amount unlawfully withheld. Lab C, 225.5, the 11th cause of action, ladies and gentlemen. Almost done. We got 25 pages here. We're on page 22. Waiting time penalties against all defendants. 59, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. 60, during the relevant statutory time, defendants and each of them have failed to pay all earned wages to plaintiff during his employment with defendants. Defendants have the monies to pay plaintiff after all defendant has proclaimed himself to be the richest black man ever. Oh, they so petty. They so petty, and they are so petty, but I am so here for it. Using his words against him, I am here for it. Listen, if you're the richest man ever, this should be an easy, paycheck for you to give. $4 million. As a consequence of defendant's willful failure to pay wages to plaintiff is entitled to recover from defendants an additional sum as a penalty pursuant to Labor Code Section 203 and amounts plus interest thereon according to proof at trial. The 12th cause of action, ladies and gentlemen, failure to provide accurate wage statements against all defendants. 62, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth here. In 63, plaintiff is informed and believes and based thereon alleges that defendants and each of them have knowingly and intentionally failed to provide accurate itemized wage statements to plaintiff. 64, as a result of defendants' actions and omissions in violation of Labor Code Section 226, defendants and each of them are liable to plaintiff for penalties as provided by law, reasonable attorney's fees and costs of suit pursuant to Labor Code Section 226 sub E. 65, in addition, defendants and each of them are liable for civil penalties pursuant to Labor Code Section 226.3 for each violation. The 13th cause of action, failure to reimburse business expenses against all defendants. 66, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as fully set forth here. In 67, under California Labor Code Section 2802, employers must reimburse employees for all necessary expenditures or losses incurred by the employee in direct consequence of the discharge of his or her duties or of his or her obedience to the directions of the employer. So basically, like tax write-offs and stuff like that. If I'm still doing work for you after that, then that's on you. Essentially, that's why I believe in saying I'm not a lawyer. Go to Pam Esquire, go to the attorney, go to people who actually do this for a living. 68, defendants and each of them have failed to compensate plaintiff for all reasonable expenses and are liable for such expenses plus penalties pursuant to Labor Code Sections 1197.1 and the 14th cause of action, ladies and gentlemen, intentional infliction of emotional distress against all defendants. 69, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth here. In 70, the conduct of defendants and each of them as alleged in this complaint was at all times extreme and outrageous and carried on by defendants and each of them with either intention to cause emotional distress or with reckless disregard of the probability of causing emotional distress. 71, as a result of the conduct of defendants and each of them as alleged herein, plaintiff has suffered severe emotional suffering. 72, defendants and each of them acted for the purpose of causing plaintiff to suffer financial loss and severe emotional distress and physical distress and are guilty of oppression and malice, justifying award of exemplary and punitive damages. And ladies and gentlemen, the 15th cause of action, failure to produce / make available for inspection employment records in violation of Labor Code Sections 1198.5K, 432, 247.5, and 226 against all defendants. 73, plaintiff incorporates each and every other allegation of this complaint as though fully set forth herein. 74, plaintiff requested vis-a-vis communication or via communication through her counsel, various employment records to which she is entitled pursuant to the California Labor Code. To date, defendants and each of them have failed to comply and provide plaintiff with such records as it is required by code. 75 plaintiff therefore seeks statutory penalties, injunctive relief, and attorney's fees as authorized by law. See E.g. Labor Code sections 1198.5, 226, 226.3. This is page 24. And finally, page 25, the last page. Wherefore plaintiff prays, number one, for compensatory damages according to proof and pre-judgment and post-judgment interest thereon to the extent allowable by law. Number two, for exemplary and punitive damages according to proof. Number three, for reasonable attorney's fees. Number four, for statutory penalties under the Labor Code as otherwise allowable under the law. Number five, for injunctive relief. Number six, for pre-judgment interest. For number seven, costs of suit. And number eight, for other and further relief as the court may deem proper. Dated May 31st, 2024. Karani Law Group by Mike Karani, attorney for plaintiff Lauren Pisciotta. And there it is, everybody. Woo! I'm going to turn off my camera. Well, before I turn off my camera, what do I think of this destination? Well, first of all, I will just say this. Because there was a little something that popped up towards the top of the year that I want to show y'all right now. Some people could say that, Bray, this could be anything, right? Right? This could be anything. I want you to look at this New York Post article, right? From the New York Post. Here we go. From the New York Post. Kanye West alleged $250,000 sex tape pops back up after split with wife Beyonce's storied anti-Semitic rant. This came out February 13th at 10:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically like in a couple of minutes, right? But at the top of the year. An alleged $250,000 sex tape Kanye West reportedly made over a decade ago has resurfaced, coinciding with rumors about his troubled relationship with wife Bianca Sartori and his recent anti-Semitic remarks. Self-described Hollywood fixer and sex tape broker Kevin Blatt took to his Instagram story this week to post a shirtless photo of Kanye 47 sitting on a bed, which is purportedly a screenshot from the alleged 2012 recording. Blatt claimed he prevented the recording from being so potentially released to the public. The so-called fixer simply resurrected talk of the tape in response to West seemingly smelling sticker t-shirts and going on anti-Semitic rant on social media. So there is Kanye West there. Remember that sex tape I helped take off the market for you in 2012 for that hooker in Vegas? Blatt wrote in a caption across the photo of Kanye, added this Jew didn't forget about what he called the rapper's horrible performance. Child, and the post is still up. Okay, the post is still up. Let's keep scrolling here. Okay, let's keep scrolling. Blatt also made a degrading remark about West genitals and accused him of using MDMA during the supposed filming. He concluded, "Hey, why don't you fuck yourself? Why don't you go fuck your favorite person in the world yourself?" Now, y'all, this is from Kevin Blatt's Instagram story. Okay, so here it is here. Hey, yay, as you can see, there is yay. Hey, Kanye, sorry. Fuck yay. Or yay, or sir yay. Whatever the fuck the next name change he wants. Fuck that. His name is Kanye West. Hey, Kanye, remember that sex tape I helped take off the market for you in 2012 with that hooker in Vegas? Yeah, this Jew didn't forget about what horrible performance in Small D you had high on MDA. Why don't you go fuck your favorite person in the world yourself? Thumbs up emoji. And there is Kanye West. Yeah. So, just days prior, Blatt wrote on Threads, "I've been giving this some thought, and I think this Jew should go public with the details of the sex tape that I intercepted for Kanye, the Yahtzee, not the game, but just protected us over here before he met Kim K. It's a hell of a story and one of the worst performances, I'm sure, of his troubled life. Representative for West dismissed Blott's comments, telling the Post it's nonsense. So Representative for West dismissed Blott's comments, telling the Post it's nonsense, but yet there's the evidence right there. And that's Kanye West. Okay. Kanye previously alluded to making and leaking of an alleged sex tape in his 2016 song Real Friends, accusing his cousin of stealing it from him. There is Kanye West and former ex-wife Bianca Cesare. Yeah, that's when they were at the Grammys and she was naked. I had a cousin that stole my laptop because I was ugging boobs on, paid that in $250,000 just to get from him Real Friends. He raps on the track. He also spent, I have a cousin who's a deadbeat. I hate family reunions. It's probably not, the feeling's probably the same and mutual on their side too, Kanye. In 2012, just as West was beginning a romance with his now ex-wife Kim Kardashian, TMZ reported that 2 sex tapes of the Heartless rapper were being shopped to the highest bidder, though the outlet claimed the videos were reported years before. And then there's a sticker shirt there. Entertainment Tonight later confirmed that he had at least 1 tape on the market at the time. New interest in the alleged sex tape arrived on the heels of multiple sources claiming that West and wife Bianca Cesare, are heading toward divorce, and they are getting a divorce. She's had enough, a source told the Post on Thursday, on February 13th. The sticker shirt was the last straw. She told him that's not who she is and that she can't be associated with that. Very well said. I think this was the Met Gala. This was when Kim K was dripping wet. This was actually kind of fire. I'm not going to sit here in front. The source added, it reflects on her. She doesn't want any part of that circus. He believes that she will come back to him. He's saying that she's just mad at him, but right now she told him that she's completely done. However, a rep for the couple denies of a looming divorce, telling the Post in part on Thursday, Kanye West and Bianca are in Los Angeles about to enjoy Valentine's Day together. Daily Mail was the first to report the news of an impending divorce. A source allegedly told the outlet that All the Lights hitmaker and the architect have been shopping for divorce attorneys and are expected to file for divorce in the coming days. So, with that being said, I truly believe that this lawsuit is real, because if that from Kevin Blott came out on his Instagram story, it's very true. So, with that being said, let's watch this. This is from Brad Gross Instagram here, okay? So let's roll it here. Let's turn it up. Here we go.
One of my friends is the top sex tape broker in the world. And I want to show you, and I had to screenshot this because I want to show it to whoever's watching this. Okay. His Instagram story from 8 hours ago. You know that he posted some swastika t-shirts?
T-shirts, yes, I did see that.
Okay.
Hey, at Yay, remember that sex tape I helped take off the market for you in 2012 with that hooker in Vegas? Yeah, this Jew didn't forget about what a horrible performance and small eggplant you had high on MDMA. Hey, why don't you go fuck your favorite person in the world yourself? Dude! And Kanye looks really sad. He looks so sad in the picture. Bro!
One of my friends.
When it starts off with one of my friends, you know it's going to be quite a story. So, like I said, that is the lawsuit there. I also wanted to bring that up. I will add both of those to the description box below, because, like I said, everything's alleged in my opinion for intent purposes only. But, child, I truly believe Kanye did everything that one of these guys said, because he's shown past behavior in the past that he is capable of this. So, because with Kanye, he will do anything and not recognize that time is slipping away from me. Yeah. Time. So I'm gonna turn my camera now because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. What a show. See, I told y'all it was gonna be a little bit easier because it was only 25 pages. Hang on, y'all. Hold 1 second. There we go. So yes, indeed. So yeah, that was the lawsuit. Like I said, I truly believe that, you know, Kanye's trial is up next. Because ain't no way in flying hell that all that was said and none of it was done. Right? And I do believe that that he will be up next. And it's a great premise for a trial because you got to think about how long Kanye West has been in the industry. You got The Gap, who will be a government witness. You have Adidas, who will be a government witness. You will have former employees who will be a government witness. You will have personal friends, right, that will be witnesses. You have fuck Amber Rose. She won't say shit because she still loves Kanye. But you do have Kim Kardashian and I can't remember his last wife before not Kanye West, child. Ooh, Jesus Christ. God forbid Kanye cosplays as a trainee. Jesus Christ. But the last ex-wife before he married Kim Kardashian, right? So yeah, I do believe that child, there will be more lawsuits to come. And this was just the start, right? I also too recognize now that this lawsuit, yes, is at Kanye West, but is also really, but the real gag is it's aimed at all of its companies. So Yeezy Incorporated, Yeezy Construction, and everything in between. Lati Dati, everybody, the words that you talk with your girl, right? So that's why I have to say on this, child, very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And like the thumbnail says, sir, that's not the color you're supposed to be wearing. Orange is the new black, you hear? So yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're gonna take a little commercial break. We'll be back more right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
A world of princesses. A world of villains. And heroes.
Raise your sabers.
A world of other worlds.
A world of all the favorites.
A world of throwbacks.
A world of
for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await.
On the Never Ever Mets reunion, we'll find out if the couples who lasted are still going strong and if the others are looking for closure.
There was a lot of secrets in this house.
Clay, is that sweat on your brow?
Wow. That's the gaslighting part. That is gaslighting.
Mind your business.
He slapped me in the ass so hard, my teeth clicked together.
You didn't say, oh, I like that. That feel good.
You are a soul that I would love to keep in my life.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus media station. And now, back to the jams. Hip-hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where I'm from.
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Braylon's virtual tour live. Glad to have all of you here, y'all. That's our show. I don't have anything else for you. I already did the Daily Motivator. Oh my God, during the 90-Day Fiance Hunt for Love show. So please go back and watch that one if you're looking for the Daily Motivator. But with that being said, everybody, shout out to Lauren Pisciotta for being so brave to share her story. And I don't think that is the last story we will hear in the form of a lawsuit about Kanye West. You know what's amazing? A private jet doesn't have enough fuel to fly east, right? And there's not one Southwest plane that will help Kanye West get out this damn shithole that he put himself in. And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always one of blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you were chosen to do. Watch one thing to call yourself. It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, we're watching great together. And always remember where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or child, you just recognizing that in the words of Kanye West, no one man should have all that power. Little did he know that song will come back to bite him in his ass. Make sure the replay is not just worth for you watch it, not just worth listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I appreciate you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have come, wherever successes you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one's proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all listen. Cat Williams did say that, 2024, I believe, was going to be the year of revelation in so many words. I know Melody said that too, or no, it was Cat Williams that said all be revealed. Cat Williams was not playing, and it's far from over, y'all. Lord Jesus, hold on tight. And please hold your mental soul, your mental stomach, and your mental brains, because we're not getting off this ride for a while. Make sure the replay is not just straight for watching. I love you, value. Break your always more. See what God give or see what God give. Where else go shoot will come with. Cheap on this particular damn street private. Yes. Okay. So I did everything. Okay, child. I say the outro so many times. Sometimes I get so caught up with making sure I get every point of the outro together. Anyway, commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. I love you all. Bye. Don't forget to vote on that poll on my community wall. Do you want the Mario TikTok acquisition breakdown town hall at 6 p.m. or 8:30? I'll be looking for your results here soon. One love, much love, all love. Once again, I feel the love and I send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built... Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams. Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.